I'm thinking about you, that Stepdad still has you in mind. I gotta make sure the breeze doesn't blow my notes away here. But I want to wish you a happy Sunday evening and hope you had a good week, and want to address something in this live stream that might be a challenge for many of you, many of us that have grown up without a dad, or with an absent father, or with a negative relationship with our dad. And that is dealing with self-esteem. How do you feel good about yourself? How do you gain self-confidence if your dad either was a negative influence for you or was an absent influence for you, and you're a young man trying to figure out life? I've jotted some notes, some things that have helped me as I have gone through those challenges for many years of my life. And despite some successes, many successes, still often feeling like it's not good enough. And if you've had those feelings, then I can relate to them, and you're not alone. So, without taking too long on the preamble here, and if you're watching this replay again, make sure you put in your comments where you're watching from, because I'd like to know that. Here's the first suggestion. So I've got 4 suggestions I'm going to share with you to improve your self-confidence. And there are things that you can do that will have a positive impact. They're practical steps. Anyone can do them, but they take a little bit of effort. And the first one is this: don't compare yourself with your ideal future state. Instead, compare yourself with your past self, who you were in the past. Most of us have progressed, and admittedly can see that. The problem is, when we look forward in life, if we look at our past, we can say, yeah, I've grown, I've gotten better than I was, I'm better than I was then. The problem is, most of the time we're looking to the future and saying, okay, well, that's where I want to be and I'm not there yet. Or we look at what other people have accomplished and we think, oh, they're way ahead of me, and we beat ourselves up over that. Don't compare yourself to your ideal future state. Instead, compare yourself to your past. When you start doing that, you'll be better off. You'll recognize, you'll see that, yeah, I am a lot better than I used to be then. I have grown, I have gotten better, I've got more skills. It'll make it easier for you to feel good about yourself. If you're jumping on, I'd love to see in the comments, please tell me that the audio is coming through okay, because I don't have my earbuds in, and I'm not, I just wanted to do a check-in on the weekend before I let another week go without letting you guys know I'm thinking about you. So hopefully the audio is coming in okay. Let's see. All right, I'm not sure if one of you can drop me a comment and let me know that you're hearing this okay, I would really appreciate it. Okay, so that's the first one. If you want some suggestions, these are 4 suggestions to help grow your self-confidence, because that's a challenge for most people, but particularly for those that have grown up with an absent or a negative relationship with your dad. All right. The second suggestion I would have you do is make a list of the things that you know you're good at. You don't have to spend a ton of time, but honestly, sit down, take a piece of paper, and write down the things that you know you're good at. It might be a sport. It might be a video game. Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you, Leah, for letting me know that you're hearing me. I appreciate that. Make a list of the things that you know you're good at. You don't have to be professional level. You don't have to be better than everybody else. But what are your skills? What are your talents? And make a list of those things. It may not even be long, or you might not feel like it's long. One thing you can do to add to that list is ask yourself or ask other people what they think you're good at. Or even in your mind, if I were to ask so-and-so what they think I was good at, what would they say? And then make that list, and then take a look at that list. And think about that, particularly at times when you're being hard on yourself, because it's easy to beat up on yourself, especially if you're struggling with cycles of low self-esteem. So, first one is compare yourself to your past self, not your future self. The other one is make a list of the things you're good at and review it periodically. And then, here's the third suggestion, and this is a little bit of the work one. Pick something you want to be good at and practice it. Could be a musical instrument. It could be a sport. It could be a a skill, teaching, cooking, something that you want to be good at, and practice it. Practice it with deliberate practice. So you're setting aside time each day or each week where you're going to work on that thing. I used to play the piano when I was a kid, and since I hated practicing and didn't do it that much, I kind of lost that skill. Lately, I've been sitting down and plunking away on the piano again and trying to develop that a little bit, maybe as much for therapy as anything else, but pick something that you want to develop. It doesn't have to be piano, doesn't have to be cooking, whatever it is you want to be good at. It could be a video game. You want to be the best at whatever video game is your favorite video game, then practice that. Set aside deliberate time and practice that. And work at getting better at that. That will help build your self-confidence. All right, so there's the 3 suggestions. Now, before I give you the last one that I've jotted down here to share with you, I want you to put in the comments when you're watching this. Those of you on live, if you've got suggestions, what you do to build your self-confidence, what do you do to help yourself feel better about yourself, put those in the comments, because when you do, everyone else that's watching and that sees this replay is going to get some benefit from that too. So let us know what things you do to build up your self-confidence if you've struggled with that in the past. All right, here's the last suggestion I would have for you. You got to remember that you don't have to be the best at something to be a good person. It's not required that you are a professional level athlete or a professional level YouTuber or whatever talent that it is that you admire in others. You don't have to have that to be a good person. When you realize that your self-worth is not dependent on a skill or an ability or being perceived by other people to be the best at something, what takes a lot of the pressure off you to feel like you have to be that way to be a good person? You can just be a good person without being the best at tennis or basketball or football or whatever it is, and give yourself the freedom to enjoy being good, whether or not that means you're the best at anything else. So those are 4 simple ones, but I think they're practical. So recapping, don't compare yourself to your ideal future state. Compare yourself to your past self. Compare yourself to where you used to be. And are you better than that? Probably the answer is yes. And enjoy that. Be glad for that. Second suggestion, make a list of the things you're good at and review that periodically. If you need help, ask some of your friends to tell you what they think you're good at. Build that list and review it. Pick 1 or 2 things that you want to improve, a skill, an ability, and practice those. And then the 4th suggestion, just remember, you don't have to be the best at something to be a good person. You can still be a good here, and I appreciate those of you that have jumped on, those of you that have been watching. Your suggestions in the comments, if you're watching this now or on the replay, what you do or what suggestions you have that have helped you build your self-confidence, because that's a common challenge, especially for those that have grown up with a challenged relationship with their parents. Want you to remember, you can still succeed, even if your dad hasn't been there to show you how in life, and you do have a dad that loves you. And I'll see you on the next video.